Town celebrated 3 championships in 7. Town celebrated 3 championships in 7 years, and rarely has someone so tough played so pivotal a part.
McCarty draws. McCarty in. McCarty scores! A magnificent goal! Darren McCarty! Show that play. Lariano. Shanahan. There it is. He scores! The Red Wings have defeated Colorado. Darren McCarty. Here's a break at center. McCarty. Off ball. McCarty scores! Darren McCarty! Here's Volpe McCarty in. McCarty scores!
I love you, but you're a mess.
I am a mess. I'm a work in progress, I guess you could say. Work in progress is right, folks. Work in progress is right. That is why we are here on a Thursday, June the 16th. By the way, this is Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. And yes, you are listening to Grind Time with Darren McCarty. Now, it's a little bit different this week, folks. And if I sound a little bit like I got to get to a lot of stuff, it's because I do. Now, what happens in real life happened here on the show, obviously. And one thing I've been proud of since January 1st is that I've been consistently doing a Wednesday show. Well, as things happen in everybody's life, it happens in my life too. And with the Grind Time show is that we got a lot of shit going on. So scheduling sometimes doesn't go as you plan. So unfortunately, yesterday, I was in Grand Rapids playing in the Meyer PGA Pro-Am with Angela Stanford, which I will get to later on in this program. But it didn't happen. But what's important is that we get back on track, and this is a Thursday show, and it's very important to me because even though there's no Perry, because Perry's out taking care of some bachelorette party, driving him around. He's listening somewhere. I told him to call in, but Perry's got to work. Bam's. Everybody has commitments and stuff, so we make it work.
Crew.
So we make it work. And what do we do? Because obviously joining me as always. Whenever she can, Miss Jenny Fedorovich from the producer from the Russian 5.
I love being here.
I know. I love when you're here because I always have to get the updates and see where we're going.
I love being here. It's next to my house. That's why I'm always here.
That's right. No, don't think that we didn't set this up, right? And obviously because this show is a little bit special, so I dragged him off the couch. But you can hear him weekdays when he's not. I don't know, whining and crying about being sick. Mr. Mike Walters, buddy, thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
I
wouldn't miss it for the world, honestly, Darren.
And we got Easus.
And Easus.
Yeah. And I'm going to get to Easus later as he's wearing his Firekeepers Casino 400 hat because I'm going to ask him, he got that at the race. And we're going to talk to him later because we're going to go through a lot of the NASCAR stuff. But, yes, Mike, thanks for joining me because we got big things planned here, and we call it. I call it the What Up Fam. Obviously, if you know another J. Chris Newberg, who Heroin has a new publicist.
Great publicist.
Publicist. What I think is a new dealer.
He doesn't know the name of his show, so
don't
you worry about it.
Every time in my head, I'm thinking new dealer because that's what I mess it up. So I got to get it.
Yeah.
Get it right. But he wrote this song, which is great because he writes them all. But What Up Fam, and it's sort of like what is.
Well, of all days, Darren, I've been hurting all the last few days. Like I want to talk to Darren McCarty about feeling like shit and injuries.
I don't want it. No. This ain't him. Like I told you. No, Mike, you're a guest on this show, but also too what the fam does together is, and what I say is what it's all about at Radio 4 Studios. So we're with Jenny and the Russian 5 because we've all worked. Yeah. We're all the close. That's all part of the family too.
No, I was just going to say to you, I would have just said fuck off to anybody else on the planet that asked me to be on a show with them today.
Yeah,
you're the only person.
I told them to toughen up. I was like, dude, I was in labor for 51 hours. Get your shit together, man.
Right here is which goes to show you why you should see the Russian 5 because the Canadians and the Russians, the backbone of the civility. Mike, you're American?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. A little soft, but he's learning. But no, he doesn't realize that he could have said no to me, and then I could have been knocking the snot out of him on his couch upstairs. I would have bothered him so long that he knew, hey, his best bet is, dude, I'll give you the best 30 or an hour I can. And that's all I want. Because you got to be here because what we're doing is, in all seriousness, if you haven't seen the Russian 5, then
You're kind of an asshole at this point.
It's out on every.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, kind of an asshole.
You're an asshole.
It's that good of a movie.
Every digital platform you've heard about it. McCool's sitting over here. I got him to sit down in the chair here.
Cool hand, Luke.
Yeah, you saw it last night, bro.
I saw it today.
You saw it today.
Yeah.
Okay, so and so give everybody, because I want the perspective coming from a guy that hangs out with this dick shit, and is over here, like is Fred, but. So, Jenny, you've met Jenny before. Josh, like the Russian 5 phenomena has been going on all around you where you're like, oh, I got to see it. So, explain from your perspective, from hearing all about it, and especially being on the inside, being around here, hearing the little nuances behind the scenes stuff, and then actually seeing it yourself. I would like this to get into the McCoolness. of how it transpires for you, because everybody's going to see it in a different way at a different time, but you're the person I'm trying to get now.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm telling it just brought
me up here.
It brought me back, man. It just all those emotions that I had at that time. All the disappointment.
How old were you at that time when you went through it?
I was 27.
Okay, so you're around. I was 25, but it's I think it's important. Because it goes to where different people who are in their like 12, 13, 14 really get molded in their sports, in the way that they view life, or even as adults, because you've gone through more, you've experienced more of the torment.
There was pain.
Right, because you really know what the Dead Wing era was growing up as these kids. That's why it's important. So now, as that 25-year-old kid, talk to your brethren of your age group. Why?
Just all those years. My first game, my sister took me to my first game. We were sitting in the bleeding section, nose bleeding section. Ron Duguay, man, that hair. Remember that big fro that he had skating out there?
Ron Duguay had a fro, and that's back in the days.
That's back in the days. It was. So I went through all those years of pain, man, and I remember all that. But just. It brought back so many memories for me, because it was, I just had my daughter, and, I just remember it took me back to that time of having my young kids and watching, all kinds of sports with them, taking them to the games and stuff like that. It just brought me back to, all the struggle that we went through, and then to see you guys pull it all together. After, 2-3 years of being, probably the best team in hockey, I would say. And falling short, falling short each
63
year.
wins?
Oh, 62, yeah. 62. It was just amazing, and just, seeing that disappointment, having that disappointment and seeing it all over again. I'm telling you, I had tears in my eyes.
I know. He texted me. I was going to read it to you.
I couldn't believe, just the goosebumps too. I mean, just all of it.
Did you have man tears?
Yeah. I mean, it was hard to choke them.
Well, you were supposed to. When Slava gives you the okay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, coming from such a tough guy. I mean, we were just in Toronto yesterday. I just got back from Toronto.
You're all over the world.
How
Jenny.
was that?
We premiered. There was a lot of man tears. I mean, first of all, we had Brandon Shanahan, Scotty Bowman. The outside of the theater said the Russian 5 and the hockey royalty. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sitting with the hockey royalty. It was right in the middle of Toronto. We accredited 20+ press people, so a lot of press was there. This morning, Toronto Sun published 6 lessons that Toronto Maple Leafs can learn from the Russian 5, from the film. I mean, the reception was incredible, and hearing Scotty tell stories. I mean, we can read them, and there's patience, there's building a team, there's all kinds of things. There's perseverance. I mean, it's everything that you guys went through. A lot of people, including Scotty, said, I didn't know some of those things.
Absolutely, I didn't either.
It's crazy.
Brandon, of course, didn't know a lot of those things because he got there, as you like to say, as a hired gun. Right?
Yeah, way to go.
So it was a pleasure.
We got Shanny. That was the headline in the paper.
Absolutely.
Remember that morning?
Oh, yeah.
We got Shanny.
And Scotty was talking about that. I mean, the stories that were there. Brian Burke was there. A lot of coverage. A lot of sports people were there. Lots of man tears. Lots of people were like,
what did Shanahan say?
So Shanahan tells a really incredible story, which a lot of people probably don't know. So he talks about the fight on March 26th. So he talks about how Igor started the fight, everything. And, the funny story he says is after the fight, you guys get into the coach's viewing area, right?
Yeah,
you're crammed in there and you're watching the replay and you say, when the hell did all that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
So you didn't realize because you were fighting. You were fighting Lemieux. You didn't know that he was flying up in the air. That Raw was fighting for
I was so focused, and it goes to of like beating Lemieux to an inch of his life any way that I could, which goes to show it's just like if you've seen the comedy or when I explain.
I love it.
The fight photo, the one and. It's the fight photo. It's sort of like at the start after he's down a turtle. In my left hand, there's a indentation that only comes from rage. So I mean, I get it blacked out where you say people were in rage and they did something.
Right, but you're like,
I was like
TV.
in shock. Like, what do you?
Darren,
I've never seen stuff.
It's one of my favorite stories you tell because that famous photo of Lemieux turtling and you cocked back
and Shanny
you're like,
looking at,
and Shanny's about to hit
Vernie's
twirl
coming out of the net.
But it's the vein you're talking about. You say, dude, I've tried. You've told me this off air.
Yeah.
I've tried 1,000 times to make that vein pop again. I can't do it. I don't know what that is. But if you look at that photo, there's something going on in Darren's wrist, and it's like, I want to fucking kill this dude.
You know what?
Yeah, but how fun that he had no idea. I mean, there was it was the most epic brawl. I mean, honestly, it doesn't get any more epic.
It's the greatest hockey game ever. I don't care what anyone says. That game is the greatest hockey game ever.
And Shanny said that. He said, you'll watch this now to this day. This will be the best
I've ever seen.
But, it's so incredible that you had no idea.
I had no idea.
6-5 overtime game. Darren with the overtime winner after beating the shit out of Lemieux. The best part is all those fights.
What a game for him.
The only bloody faces are on Colorado. It's dude.
Colorado game told me so.
I didn't realize that it happened right in front of you, too. Draper.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened right in front of you.
Not just my centerman, my best friend, right in front of me, like I say, and hear his face crack and break at like a single at Old Tiger Stadium to right field hard hit. Here you used to hear Ernie Harwell say, and that's a hard single to right field. And it'd be like, wow.
Young man from Pawpaw caught
yeah,
that.
I used to, hey, speaking of that, I would be like, oh my God, he knows everybody.
How does he know that kid's from Kalamazoo or Pawpaw?
Hey, that's how you knew Ernie Harwell was like that. Like the grandpa of all grandpas, because that's just totally what.
Did you know him, Darren? Did you get to? Know
I did
him?
get to meet Ernie Harwell.
Yeah,
I worked with him.
He's
and
the sweetest.
Yeah,
I met him one time and introduced myself. The next time he came in, he remembered my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember too.
It's the same era of Ted. Like, he's the soft side to Ted Lindsay's the hard side, but those are two of the greatest human beings I've ever met. Just about on principle, and it's a different era they grew up in. You can tell by the way they carry themselves. And the best thing to do, look at a signature, right? That'll tell you everything you know about somebody or when they grew up, because all the old-time signatures are immaculate, and that's because Ted Lindsay told me that the nuns used to beat them. Smack their hands and stuff. So because they had to be articulate enough and stuff like that. But yeah, that's.
So Canada was incredible. I mean, honestly, and Scotty's stories and just the people and how many questions and you saw it in Chicago with us. Like, people don't leave for a Q&A.
No. That's the one thing to know. When you have that there and you know the hockey, and that's the thing that blew me away with 400, 500 people in Chicago. And the thing, like the two people that left is because it was way past their bedtime. But I mean, it was, other than that, everybody stayed and had a, it was a warm, embracing, like it's not like a political thing or there's no angst there. Everybody's there to get the ant. Like, it's like we've unveiled some sort of secret, and especially in Toronto, like you said, for them to step back and realize that, like, that's and especially after seeing what St. Louis, and we're going to get to that, what St. Louis did last night in winning the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to them. I'm going to touch on that in a little bit when we get to them.
Yeah,
but. It's whatever it takes. And you know what? You got to swallow your pride and choke on the rind, and lack thereof will keep you empty inside. And swallow your doubt, turn it inside out, find nothing but faith in something.
I think
got up to a tender heart. No, I'm just kidding.
The biggest compliment you can get, I can't remember what it was. It was either the Toronto Sun or the Chicago Sun-Times or St. Louis Dispatch. I was reading
New York Times, LA Times.
No, it was one of those big ones that are rivals of the Wings. And I read an article after you guys did your premiere, did your Q&A, and they were like, look, we hate the Red Wings.
We get it all the
but
time.
you must see this movie.
Yeah.
And that's
Because
the
they
biggest
get it,
compliment
it's more
you can
than
get.
life.
It was way more than just a hockey movie or anything. And it was like, I know, with gritted teeth, fuck the Red Wings, but you got to see this movie. It's that good.
Yeah, we get that a lot. We convert people from hating the Wings to actually understanding what it took for you guys to win and bringing more people into loving the game. But the biggest difference between watching the movie anywhere and watching it in Canada, we always get our first laugh at that Jeff Daniels line in the beginning where he said, you went to Yale, I went to Central, I have to outwork you.
Yeah.
Canada didn't laugh.
Really?
They probably don't know what Central is, I'm assuming. Or they don't understand the juxtaposition of...
They're just hard workers, too.
Yeah,
Canada's
but it's really
uppity.
weird because we always sit there and we're like, okay, first laugh is coming because we've shown the movie so many times and we know when that line comes on, right off the bat, people get what Detroit grit is all about because he nails it. Because that's your guys' grit. That's the city's grit. We're gritty. We will outwork anybody, right?
Do people fall in love with Jimmy Devellano as much as I like? For some reason, Jimmy Devellano.
Yes.
I don't know, guys. The way he talks, the way he tells a story,
Yep.
dude.
You don't have the.
I've
guys.
all right.
have
I'm under the weather. Leave me alone.
Listen.
No,
the
it's
only person
Jimmy,
I'd be here for.
Jimmy and Darren. I
Darren
mean, yesterday
and Jimmy.
everybody
It's Darren
talked
and Jimmy.
about it. They
Fuck
said
Darren, but it's Jimmy and Darren.
Jimmy
it is.
and Darren steal the show quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren always steals the show because we go everywhere with him. But Jimmy and I was there at that Jimmy interview, and at that point, if you asked me, I wouldn't have realized he'd steal the show.
You're pissed about that Jimmy interview.
Yeah,
you would have set that different.
I
Wouldn't you?
would have set it up differently. I mean, we didn't have much time. We didn't have much space. I
was
mean,
all-
Well, that usually
visualized.
tells me sort of like we're dealing with today, doing on like if anybody is chronological and followed along, we shoot Grind Time with Darren McCarty on Wednesdays, but it's a Thursday. You use what you have, and it works out because it probably, Jenny, and how many times, because you're so involved with different projects and well, your big one, your PBS one, right?
Yeah, startup.
The startup, right? How many times? Which explain so. Startup is a series.
Startup is a series on PBS. We're going into season 7, so we travel across the country and we interview entrepreneurs about following their dreams. What did it take to open a business? Where did they get the money? Why did they name the business what it is? It's a legitimate, real, no bullshit. If you wanna learn how to start a business, you can watch our show.
But the thing I like about it is that you've probably watched and knows is that it doesn't happen the way that they want it.
Oh, no.
Or like if you would have said it, it wouldn't have had the impact. But moving forward, like you see, and everybody in there, I tell everybody, the big thing is you can't make this up. You can't, it's not a fiction. And plus, in the doc, you get everybody, right, minus Dougie Brown, right? But the real people in there after telling the stories and to travel around and to hear Shanny say that, like, it is so clear to me these days than anything else. And I look forward, like, we doing the sweepstakes.
Yeah, we're actually
we
going to
close
pick
it.
a
We're gonna
winner
pick the
today.
winner. That's why we're here. That's why it's
we're
important.
here, yeah.
So we're gonna do the sweepstakes winners. And I'm a pro, Mike. Usually, I just waited till I saw Mike start to write stuff down, so I figured, all right, like I don't know what I'm doing here. Like
I'm
it's
just trying
all
to help,
right.
man.
Hey,
I
don't
go into
worry.
producer mode.
You don't
during
have
Mike's show.
to go back and listen. We've recorded a few of these. You might get the flow down, or you might.
You think Drew's not a pro? I still wrote him notes 10
No, I
times
like
a day.
it. I like, but what do you
Like, I
think?
got your back,
Why
man,
do you
that's
think?
all.
But honestly, though, when you started to write, like the fact that you got the paper, I knew exactly what you were. That's just. Hey, I'll just say that's just.
Dude, I'm just looking
continuity.
out, man. That's all.
No, exactly. So the sweepstakes, which stopped yesterday, and what did we like? This is unbelievable because
It's gonna be fun.
what we're drawing for right here is to come into this studio. If you're watching on Facebook
This
Live,
studio,
in
yep.
studio right here with nice job with the drapes today, gentlemen.
That's McCool, man.
Cool.
McCool's
You
got
might
this
have
shit.
a job,
Yep.
Perry. I hope you're not watching and driving at the same time. But you see
I
how
haven't seen Perry. I'm watching the comments. I'm watching all
Perry's
the
driving.
questions.
That's good. Perry's not supposed to be on
Yeah,
there. I
right.
told him that we'd.
McCool's job. He's like, dude, I just want to help any way I can. Whatever Darren needs, I got
love
his
it.
back.
I
I'm like,
love
that's
it.
the attitude we have over here.
So
That's it.
So Jenny, we did opened up this. We're gonna come in. We're gonna do a pool party. We're gonna cater or barbecue, whatever we want. We're gonna watch the movie. Then I'm gonna do a grind time live with
Yep.
the guests and a Q&A because just like I did with McCoolness, exactly because he'd seen it. So back to you before we draw this, which we got. What, like 187,000 entries?
There was
wait, sorry. That was, I transferred that into pesos. That was incorrect.
No, we got 1,434 entries, which is really great. We only ran this for a week.
Are you guys getting bribed too, like I am?
You are. I'm watching
I'm getting bribed.
Yeah.
There is no bribe because this is how we're doing it, and because
no, but I'm like, yeah, you give me 10 grand, I'll split it with Darren, and you can come by and watch the movie with us too.
No,
Darren's not gonna have a problem
that's
with
not
that.
how it works. That's again, Mike Walters, Detroit Cast, Monday to Thursday. You can catch them on their own Shenanigans podcast where you can buy them out, pay them out. But if you want to stay, if you want to do it by the book, Grind Time with Darren McCarty.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's a good segue because DarrenMcCarty.com. Timmy Krakowski, great job. That was his birthday present. Obviously, the sensei out there.
What did he buy that for you?
Keeping
it to you?
Keeping it real,
you.
and exactly. Keep up with those comments about what I'm doing, Tim. I really, really appreciate it. To me, it helps out. But having that, we're gonna first week of July gonna have people are asking about merch. Now we also got remember, there's out there if you want to get a hold of Grind Time. To do some business, you want to get involved as we're starting to take up. After we do this draw, and I tell you what I just did on my bucket month so far, I've got done. It's unbelievable, but we're going places. So you can remember it's Nick or Perry or Bam Bam.
It's Nick.
No, they're all three at DarrenMcCarty.com.
Yeah.
What I'm saying that if you want business, you go to Nick at DarrenMcCarty.com.
Oh, there you go.
Anything to do with content of the show, Perry at DarrenMcCarty.com. Anything for logistics as far as presentation, you can go to Bam Bam, whatever like that. And if you got something for me, I'll let you know what mine is later. When it's up. But we're going to have the merch everybody's been asking, stuff like this. Just met with, shout out to Stalls. Was over there today with Dan and Paul and Scotty Valley Questions. They got a lot of great stuff. We got a lot of great stuff.
We got to do something with Stalls quick, dude, because I'm getting tired of people asking me, where can I get that sweatshirt Darren was wearing?
I just told you, when DarrenMcCarty.com debuts
we need to get it going.
In July, I'm going to say July 7th. We should
I'm going to hold you to that.
Going. Well, you can hold me
Pete's
to
Heart,
it.
write that down, July 7th.
Yeah, exactly. So I got a banner. Stalls did a Grind Time Darren McCarty table banner, and they did a huge thing like this that I can hang up in the smoke shack so I can from home do some stuff. So we're moving and shaking in the business here. So Jenny, I'm going to make sure because we're going to go to a numerical digital. McCool's here. McCool, you're going to be Price Waterhouse, okay? Right, but not the one where they gave him the wrong envelope.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not doing that, but
you're gonna
push the button.
You're gonna push the button. McCool's gonna push the button.
This is a big deal, McCool. Don't
So should we start with number 3, place 2, and then go to 1?
Yeah.
Well, should we do
on the Detroit Cast, we do practice drawings,
so I'm
that
pushing
we don't
this
screw
randomized?
it up when we go live. We do practice
Just
drawings.
Well, that's
randomized?
but that's Detroit Cast.
That's awful.
This is DMAC, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna go
number
3rd place, 2nd place, and the last one's 1st place.
Okay.
So this person right here, ladies and gentlemen,
we'll get a T-shirt.
We get a Russian 5 T-shirt.
Russian
Would it
5.
be the R5, the Russian 5, the Vyacheslav, the Slava, the Sergey?
We also have the new
Igor?
Sergey one. Did you see that
I
one
did.
with the lean? I gotta bring you that one.
Where is it? I thought I would have it right now to
The one
wear.
that says retire 91.
I like it. I'll wear it.
Okay.
You know me,
Not
PIMP.
hideous, ugly face.
All right,
Perfect.
McCool with the official 3rd place winner of the Russian 5 shirt is number.
Okay, push it. Push the button. Push it.
Push.
197. Okay.
197. Nice.
97 is fitting.
197.
See, but hey, that's Mike. See, you just throw it out there, right? It's not whoever wins is supposed to win. Remember that. If you didn't win, check your stats. Maybe you're not living. In
Stuart Hood is the guy who won.
Where is it?
Stuart Hood.
Does it say where he's from?
No, it's 941 is his phone number. Starts with that.
All right,
941.
Stuart Hood in the 941. Isis, do we know where 941 area code is?
I don't know, but
you're
we're
on
gonna
this.
We're gonna get it. So.
Okay, so you win a T-shirt.
Stuart Hood wins a T-shirt. How do they? Are you emailing them?
Yeah, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna email them.
Jenny, will Jenny Fedorovich or Jenny LaFemme be reaching out to him?
Fedorovich.
Jenny Fedorovich.
Fedorovich. That's
Jenny LaFemme is
Florida,
gonna be is gonna be DJing actually soon. So you guys should all come out.
Say this. So not only like people are out there going, wait, what? You got how many people in there? No, this is just Jenny, the Russian 5, okay? Now, follow along. Also, in the 7th season of a PBS, which means, like, PBS, guys.
Yes.
That's like, that they even have the channel on the TV that doesn't have cable. Right. That's a big 56 going up.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
That's huge.
You don't have to pay for a shit. Like, you can see it. We got millions of viewers.
I see what you drive. I see what they got you.
Dude, she raises so much money.
Exactly.
She generates her own money for that
I know
PBS show.
Well,
they don't fuck with her. She can do anything she wants at PBS.
Dude,
I'm telling the audience, not
Mike,
you.
You
Darren,
bring things to my attention that I know
it's not to your attention.
You bring it to my attention. No, I know, but everybody. So, and also too, yeah, I DJ. Jenny LaFemme.
On
like
side.
DJ like Movement Fest stuff.
I played Movement, yes.
Yeah, see, she played Movement Fest.
What happens?
Yeah, I'm playing the Charivari Festival this summer. It's gonna be fun. You guys should come out. There's a stage that's gonna be all female DJs. It's gonna be fun as hell.
Sweet. We'll keep everybody who's Isis is all into
Festival. No, he said he's busy. He's not going.
Darren, she goes, I want to have party in backyard. I DJ. I bring a bunch of hot bitches for you guys. It's like, yeah, let's go. What's the holdup, Jenny? Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, Jenny, you got something. Hey, you got Detroit.
You said all the magic
looks
words.
like you got the Detroit guys figured
bitches.
out.
You said hot women, hot chicks, whatever. I heard hot bitches. All I know is I was like, yeah, you said all the magical words. Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. What's the number 2 prize?
Number 2 prize is a poster. Autographed poster. One of those big-ass movie posters.
Who signed it?
You.
That's all right.
Me, Josh, whoever.
I like it.
Isis?
Okay.
You want Isis and McCool to sign it?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No. Sorry, guys.
All right, McCool.
What's the number?
The numerator number is
1271.
1271.
1271. Let's see who this is. 1271. Wow, we gotta scroll down far. Sorry,
You know how big
guys.
this next number is?
Huge.
It's gonna be friggin' huge.
It's gonna be
Second,
bigger than
Big league.
Adam Katz.
Adam Katz.
He's
He's a dog, dude.
Adam Katz. He's a 951 area code.
A 951. We like this stuff. I don't know where the hell it is. Did we figure out the 941 or the 951? What?
941's Florida, one of your Florida fans.
Hey, hi, all right.
Where's 951, Isis?
Somewhere in California.
Ah, we got Florida, California.
Adam
Looks like,
Katz.
hey,
Wow.
if I know it, listen. I'm just saying, the karma, this is going to bring it back to Michigan. We spread it out. California.
Okay, so the lucky winner and 2 of his friends or her friends
Or 3. Let's let him bring 3 friends.
get to come and hang out with Darren McCarty, myself, Josh, Mike, E. I don't know, you going to be
Mike
here?
McCool will be here.
So
There'll be a
whoever's
lot.
gonna be
It'll be the whole. You never know who's going to be here, but it'll be a house full of.
Yeah, we're going to have a party. We're
Darren,
going to hang out.
Mike won't even know how many friends that he's had. He's finding out
care.
new friends. He don't care.
No,
So we're gonna
it's
watch
Darren's
the
world. I'm
movie.
just
We're
living
gonna
in it.
we're
Let's
gonna
do it.
eat. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
hang
watch the
out.
movie,
We're
yeah.
gonna. If you want to go in the pool, you can. But we're gonna chill, relax,
Hot tub? We letting him in the hot tub?
conversation.
Depends.
I mean, that's a 10-person hot tub with 150 jets, all the light shows, and it's dope,
Wow.
dude.
Anyways, then
Are
to
we
the
letting him in there?
movie.
That's what I want to know.
To the movie. Yeah, that's right. That's the Detroit cast part of it. You know. To the movie, and then we're gonna get you on, and I'm gonna fire up the mics, and we're gonna have you on. And I'm gonna interview you about the movie and entertain any questions that
It's
you
going to be a great show.
have to
gonna be a
the
great
inside. So, that's what we got. I better push
So
the button.
give us,
I better push the
Yeah,
button.
Yeah, let's have Darren push the
No,
button.
that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Because
Let's do it, because it's grind time.
just so you see.
Can you see it on camera, E?
No, I'm gonna push it.
Yeah, kind of, actually.
129.
Oh, boy.
129.
And 129.
So the lucky winner is...
The lucky winner.
Sorry, guys. It takes a while to scroll through this number.
Yeah, but that's good. But imagine that, like, if they had as many as they should, like 100,000 entries in there, it would be okay.
Brittany Briggs, you are the winner, and you're an 810 area.
I told you it'll bring it right home. Brittany Briggs in the 810. That's old school right there. That is, when you bring up 810, right? Because I don't think that's the area code anymore. So that means that's a seasoned veteran that's going to mean
yeah,
a lot to her.
We're going to call you,
friends.
Brittany. We're going to call you.
Do you have her name? Do you have her name?
Yeah, I have her number.
Darren,
You want to
excuse me
call
for a
her?
second. You want to troll 810 Brittany Briggs on Facebook? See what that coming over?
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
Call her?
Hey,
Let's call her.
Darren would never do that. And I don't care if she's hot or not. I just want to know.
yeah, I would. See, I don't.
It's actually kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it's not kind of brilliant. He's been doing it for 30 years.
See, he gets mad.
I got her on speakerphone. Hold on, let's.
Are you calling her?
Yeah.
Well, plug her in, Jenny.
Did you talk to her yet?
She said hello.
Hello?
Phony.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Is this Brittany?
That's great.
That's all right. We'll get her. You should have told me. Yeah. Hey, Brittany?
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brittany.
Brittany.
She's
Hello?
Who is this?
Brittany, Darren McCarty.
Who?
Darren McCarty, you entered
Oh my God!
you entered the Russian 5 movie
Sweepstakes.
drawing
Yeah.
sweepstakes.
Yes.
You won.
No.
I'm calling you right in the middle of the grind. If you go on Facebook right now, you'll
Yeah.
see the conversation live.
Oh, my
You
God.
won next Thursday to come into the studio.
With 2 of your friends.
Yeah.
What are you wearing right now, Brittany?
Hey.
Hey, would you get the... Listen, hold on, Brittany, for a second. That was Mike from the Detroit cast. I got to reach
Wrong
over.
podcast.
The only,
Do anything wrong.
the only problem is because it's his place, so we have to have him
Cup
here.
away, too.
Is what?
It's his house. No, I mean, no, our studio's in the basement, so I was kidding. So, are you excited?
Yes, I'm excited.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No.
Oh, well, then this is going to be great.
I know.
This is going
I've
to
been
be...
waiting
Well, good. Well,
for this opportunity.
well, I love it. You know what? Waiting is the best part. And are you off your timeout now?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Well, just
Sorry,
wait.
Brittany. I apologize, Brittany.
Yeah, because that's
not trying to
if
find
they
out
call
how
you
hot
from the
you were,
Detroit
and-
cast, right? If Mike calls you from the Detroit cast, you have to be prepared for that question. But when Grind Time with Darren McCarty calls, he's got a penalty for that one. So.
Yeah. Darren's respectable. I'm not.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
So we're 810 area code. Whereabouts do you live?
Okay. Hello?
Hello,
Yeah.
I said 810 area code. Whereabouts?
Okay.
Where do you live, Brittany?
Geographic.
I'm in Ypsilanti.
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 Okay,
Okay,
thank
cool.
you.
Ann
That's
Arbor-ish. Yeah.
perfect. So
Perfect. I'm going to email you all the details, and then
That's-
we will see you next week.
that's Jenny, the producer.
Okay. What time was it again?
We'll figure that out off the air, Brittany. But
Okay,
congratulations,
but
you won.
really, are you saying that you're gonna call me and I'm gonna be on the air?
No,
No,
you're
you're
gonna
on the
come.
air.
You're gonna
You're on
No,
the air
you're
right
coming
now.
to the studio.
next week. You're gonna come to the studio
To watch
and
the
watch
movie.
the movie with us.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And right
So I
now
don't
you
need to
are
be
on
pre-
the air. Yes.
Oh my God.
But it's only on my
Darren,
podcast
you-
there. So.
You do remember meeting me at Eisenhower Center, right?
Oh yes, I do. I didn't know that was you. But perfect.
The irony behind all of that.
All right. Oh, that's so. See, I
Where
always
it gets
say,
dangerous.
that things work out for a reason. And the fact that if anybody doesn't know about the Eisenhower Center, that's for the brain care,
Yeah, we
care
just
and
were
whatever.
on a
And
huge-
Vladdy's that's where Vladdy spent a big part of his time,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
So I look forward to if we can. So people listen how. You don't think this is the way it's supposed to be, where we're having a conversation with Brittany from Ypsilanti that is a part of the Eisenhower,
Wow, that's crazy.
right?
That's
to be able to
awesome.
come in. So next Thursday, make sure people out there tune in. And I don't want to ruin it, but I'm so happy that you won. I didn't know that was your last name, but I do recognize your voice.
Really? That's amazing.
That is amazing. So
awesome.
Jenny will be in touch with you, and we will see you next Thursday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You betcha.
All right. We'll
Thank
see
Call,
you.
call some
Bye-bye.
of your friends, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
She doesn't believe us. I still think she's halfway going.
You're such an asshole.
Why? What
Be
did
an
I do?
asshole when you're on my show.
I didn't-
Seriously, when we're doing serious shit
What
like
did I
that.
do that was an asshole? What?
Detroit cast shit.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but that's why you have me on the show. I'm going to be an asshole
No,
sometimes.
not on my show. To people that we haven't met yet. Wait till at least she meets you first.
Right.
Because you're behind them. No. right? Like, I mean, seriously, that's the only problem I have because they don't know how to take you. And if she met you, she would know how to take you.
Yeah, maybe.
On my show.
Yeah.
When they go to your show, do you understand the dichotomy I have
Well, no, I
here?
get the difference.
If you want me to do an image, right? If you want me to display an image, right, that is a positive image for the studio, then it's got to work both ways, or else I can do the same shit.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Well,
I mean, it's just out of because you don't know them. You do it to her all the time. I laugh because she knows you. Wait until you meet people before on my dime you act like an ass.
I don't know. It's more fun when I do it
okay, you can.
You. I clear
understand.
you. It's not your show. I get it.
Michael, understand that I've had this conversation. So whatever the repercussions, you're willing to.
See, now the threats come.
No.
Beat me up.
Hey, McCool. No. Where is the threat of that? Your actions, the repercussions of your actions that you choose, right? Which I would tell the E, did we not have this thing when Mike's telling me that, oh, I got to watch you and babysit you? Did you not have a great time? Were you not on your best behavior?
Mike on E.
It's on, isn't it? It's on? Okay. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, of course.
Right? So I'm just trying to let him know that he's got to be responsible as anybody out there, is that you can act a certain way. And you can act any way you want. But if you've been told, and I just...
Darren's had this conversation with me 1,000 times. I get it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bum her out or you out.
Bad.
That's
boy. I'm not a good boy.
Wait until you're a bad poops.
I'm a bad poop.
Give yourself...
I'm a bad poop.
Give yourself...
what are you going to
Go. Do it. Give your tongue lash yourself right now in the poops voice.
You're being a bad poops, and you've embarrassed Darren and Struff, and then he's going to smack you and Struff, and it's like... all I want to do is make people laugh and have fun.
He just can't help it.
I can't help it. I hear something. I hear a girl's voice and I go, well, what are you wearing? But that's not good. It's not fair. It's not right.
Not.
It's not good.
It's not.
Because maybe she's hot. Maybe she's not. It doesn't matter. She still comes over, and it's on Darren's show that I'm during that.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
It's not
Apologize,
a good look.
T-Mac.
Because she hasn't met you yet,
You're my boy.
You're my boy, Blue. You hasn't met you yet. See, that's how you do things right there. That's just something like that, just to the awareness.
Can we talk about the Cup playoffs last night? Fuck,
hey, we can talk about I wasn't serious at all right there. But
no, I know.
But we understand.
Darren and I do this a lot.
So we have that. We have the winner.
We have the winner.
Did you watch the finals last night?
I did, and I actually called the Blues, so.
Yeah.
You did? On the road? Really?
I did call the Blues on the road.
What did you think?
And I said it actually on stage in Canada. I said that the team that's going to have the deepest dig and is going to dig so hard, it doesn't matter where they are.
No, here's the whole thing. Going into last night's game, it was like this is the whole setup of epitome of what is supposed to be and not, right? Boston's supposed to have home ice advantage for this position now, right? Where it all sets up to this way. But you got, on the other hand, you got everything being thrown in St. Louis's face, and they just persevere. So coming out of the gate, right, it's the toughest thing, and it's like in 2009, we lost at home in Game 7 to Pittsburgh. That first goal is so huge, especially if you get it on the road. That's Ryan O'Reilly, the centerman's 5 goals in the playoffs, Conn Smythe winner, but they just kept... It's like they got punched in the face, and they just kept getting back up. It's like I say here on Grind Time all the time. No matter what happens, you fall down, get back up. Hell, do you not think that they wanted to blow the roof off that city? You know, the best. See, it worked out karma-wise because they didn't win, and hopefully whatever shenanigans happened, the first-time winners. I know that St. Louis has won in the city before, but celebration, so they went away, so now they can prepare for the parade and all that stuff, and the guys get it to themselves. I know winning at home, you don't really see each other like all of us. On the road you do, because you get locked in the dressing room, just the guys, for a bit anyways. So I think it's really special. I think it's great. I think one of the things that you realize playing in like St. Louis, you have this respect for. We beat the snot out of them. Like, they couldn't never get by.
Dude, I felt watching that game last night, because I wasn't paying much attention. I watched that game last night, and I felt Detroit in St. Louis. In the Blues.
They weren't going to be denied.
They weren't going to be denied. They haven't ever won it. It felt like 42 years. It felt like that whole
That's why I called
thing
them.
again.
I felt it. And
right.
And it's funny to hear you say, Jenny, that you picked the Blues. I was wondering who you would pick, Darren, because the Blues got smoked in Game 6, 5-2 at home, 5-1, whatever it was, and then they have to go on the road into a hostile Boston environment. Nobody's picking them to win. They just got their asses handed to them. It's St. Louis. And I just watched that Blues team, and I was like, I wanted the Blues to win so bad because they were a good squad in the 90s and 2000s who ran into a dynasty squad.
Right.
And they couldn't
They could never get over the hill, and they finally did.
They didn't get it once.
They got everything thrown at them.
Yeah.
How about the start of that game?
Yeah.
The start, I mean,
13
they couldn't even get a shot off.
I mean,
it was unbelievable.
But
it reminded me of the Wings teams.
But that's the whole getting out of the game. Like it, and the worst part, right, is like because Boston too to go down to a 7 to all that way to all those game 7s, and it's just to lose at home like that. That's gonna hurt
Brutal.
extra, especially the guys who haven't won. You know, so
Slava called the Russian guys. Did you see the news? I don't know if you saw that. 2 days ago, AP covered it, and it went to the New York Times, Washington Post.
Russian guys in St. Louis?
Russian guys in St. Louis.
So,
So there was a huge
Tarasenko.
article. Yeah, so he called Tarasenko and Barabashev. He called the guys actually before Game 6, I believe it was, and he gave him a pep talk and talked about the Russian 5. There was huge coverage that he called them to actually say,
See,
hey,
that's what I'm talking
you
about.
guys are almost there. Like, there's a whole coverage.
Stay the course
of
no
this.
matter what happens tonight, you know,
So
and
cool.
that's where it is because, right, the culture of it's the same thing as what we do or we all do, whether it doesn't matter nationality or whatever, but when you have this connection because you see it and it's, I mean, it's unbelievable.
I wanted to ask you because you see this in Major League Baseball and hockey especially, where you can have a pitcher that's just dominant and can take games. Nobody can hit him. A goalie can stand on his head in a playoff series. And how frustrating that is. Do you guys ever know when you're in that moment, when you're dealing with an Archis Urbe or a Wah, who you're better than this team, but you can't beat
That's hockey.
the
That's
fucking
playoff
goalie.
hockey, man.
Because
It's
that
timing.
rookie goalie for the
He
Blues,
was unbelievable
he was
last night.
unbelievable.
But he had to be.
Yeah.
The only way, but look at the kid, the way the bounce backs. You know, the blown out in this series twice, right?
Yeah.
Right? Bounce back.
Came
That
right
just
back.
it goes to show you. That's a Chris Osgood. I don't care what happened last game. Let's go win a game. And the kid's a rookie, and he proved like. And you go, but like the balls and the character. And what I loved about Jordan Binnington is you see throughout the playoffs, he's pushing guys around. He's like they're trying stuff, but he's backing it up and he's all in. And when you're all in, like that team was all in together. What really hurt Boston is they weren't deep enough, like especially on defense, because they just St. Louis did what they needed to do and knock guys out of the series and lean on them and be heavy and capitalize. And you know, my biggest thing is what I take from it is, and I didn't see till the highlights. I listened to it on the way home. I was driving home from Grand Rapids, but I went home and I saw the highlights and saw the interviews and stuff. What the fuck?
Jordan played lights out, though.
Tough
You saw the
physical
highlights.
defense. They kept dumping it in and just were
But the best, though, I
so
know what I was gonna
physical
say.
with them.
What you see all the time, and you say where the cup goes next. And it went from the captain, Alex Pietrangelo, to Jay Bouwmeester, who Jay Bouwmeester, high draft pick, had been in Florida, had been in Calgary, had been around, has made some money, always respected as a good dude. And, you know, to be able to see him win, but it's also, too, to see the respect of the room. Like when 97, we're talking about the Russian 5, Stevie gave it to Slav and Igor, you know, out of that respect. So you feel that, you see the love, you feel the love, you know, like, yeah, you mentioned that Tarasenko, he's unbelievable player.
Do you guys notice it,
huge
though,
heart.
in the middle of a series or starting a series, do you guys as a team know, fuck, man, we're going against an Urbe or
It don't matter.
That's red hot, though. Those goalies
Yeah, they're
appear
red
in
hot.
those
So,
plays-
but we're the big red machine, bro.
I know.
Nobody. Hey, we. It's like golf. I can hit any shot. We can beat any goalie. Now they get hot, and I mean, I remember in 2004 we lost to Calgary, and Mika Kiprusoff stood on his head and on his eye. Like, it was unbelievable. You're not going to beat him, but it's not because you're not going to psych yourself out.
Yeah.
With the guys that we had. Yeah, do you not think that the greatest thing that I hold true is how many goals I scored on Patrick Waugh? And I know he's a Hall of Famer, but I own him. And he's got nightmares on D-Mac. That's karma.
Beautiful.
That's karma. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, but it just makes us, it's like, oh, okay. It's like, Mike, it's like back in the day telling me that I couldn't have, like, there's a hot chick that, you know, like, oh. It's like,
really?
It's like when I met my wife, Cheryl, and her two buddies told me that, you know, I better watch whatever. And I told them, I said, it's a good thing I got a lot of confidence. You know, so and here where we are, here we are married 7 years later and whatever. So don't tell me it's the same sort of thing. It's a life plan.
Listen, it just goes to show you, whoever wants it the most, whoever is going to dig the deepest is going to take it.
Well, that's, you know what, you say that and whatever, but you also have to have that. It's got to come, because you can want it and you can do it, but the chemistry, it's got to work. You got to put the ingredients together, but it's got to have that special thing. You make the same dish your mom taught you how to make. You can't make it like her with the same ingredients and everything. It doesn't taste. That's what I'm saying. But one time you made it and you went, man, this tastes like mom's, right? That's what they got, and it's not because Boston didn't want it. You see through a 7-game series, especially as physical. I tell everybody, that's as close to 90s hockey as you'll get in this day and age because of the war mentality. And it's just like leaning on each other. And at the end, St. Louis had a little bit more left. And in part of that is goaltending. Part of that is, you know, getting the luck, like the tip in. Like there's so many things that go in the way. And when they say, did somebody earn this championship? Dude, St. Louis was tied with Detroit in points in January.
Dead last.
Didn't that dude make $100,000? Did he hedge his bet? Did the guy who bet?
No, he made it.
Did he hedge
What is
it,
that
though?
we're hearing in the background?
That's what I've said. I don't know.
Is that your computer, Jen?
Oh, yeah, sorry, guys.
Jesus Christ.
I'm reading the comments. Perry is watching us, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Perry, call my phone.
Perry is watching us.
Perry, call my phone. I know you're mad Mike's in your seat.
Fuck Perry. I've known Perry my whole life. I told you, Darren, I had 1,000 questions to ask you. After watching that game last night, when they talk about how hard it is to reach that level as a pro athlete, to get to the pinnacle of your sport, you're going to cut me off with Perry fucking Vellucci, really?
Hey.
Hold on, Perry. Time out.
Hold on, Perry. Perry Vellucci on the line in his limo.
Perry.
Hold on. I got Jenny here, McCool. Mike's I don't know.
What up, Perry?
Sucking a dick or something.
I see that asshole on my seat.
It's a good seat.
That's all right. He tried to take over and start doing his schwarmy shit with whatever. I had to fucking.
I just want to know if she was hot. Fuck.
What's your question?
That's when I turned.
What's your question?
Perry, time out. I wanted to know what when you hear the announcers talking about reaching the pinnacle, getting to that point, how hard it is. I want to know. I'm like, how hard is it?
You won't realize till now, till 20 years later. When
Honestly,
they shove that microphone in your face at the end, what do you got to get there? All you think about is the sacrifice people have made for you, not what you've done, what everybody, your mom, your parents, grandparents, everything that's gone into allowing you to get here. And then you think about, how many times you and your buddies played and dreamt of winning the Stanley Cup, or how many times you don't think about the impact. You don't get it. It doesn't sink in. You're too mind blown until you'll have pockets of, you'll be taking a shower and then it'll be like, holy shit, we won the cup. You know, like you don't realize it because it's going to be a whirlwind. Then when you celebrate and then you're still playing, so you're in it. You don't realize it till people like Jenny and Josh and Dan and Steve bring out a movie like The Russian Five, and then till they captured everything, my history on there, captured it and take me back. Not just me, everybody, or whether you were there or you weren't there and you want to learn about it. I always want to learn about things I don't know, and I was involved in this. And it's just, so to answer your question, it's not until really the last couple years to really realize the impact, but to see the whole picture of it. And then that's what in Detroit, where we say, oh, now, wow, okay, what can we do to move forward in the culture and take from there? You mentioned Slava Fetisov calling the Russians on the St. Louis, right? It's just all that. What can we do with Stevie bringing in culture? It's this culture because it's right and a winning culture. It's tough to win, and not always the best team wins or the right team wins. But there's got to. It's the team that has everything together for 16 games. It's not one game. It's not a fluke. You got to win 16 games. You got to earn it. And sometimes, like in life, it sucks, and you go to the finals and to Game 7 and give everything you got, and you lose.
Yeah. Well, I think of images of you with your back to the camera, hoisting the cup.
Yeah.
Famous picture. You with a cigar.
Yeah, that's
you
my
with,
favorite.
You with Griff on your shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, those are images that Detroit fans know. You live that, and see him last night, and it's like, here he is. He's, worked his whole career, and here he's the pinnacle of his sport. He's finally capped off a brilliant career with a Stanley Cup, and here he hoisted for the – and it's like, Darren did that 4 motherfucking
Four
times.
I mean,
4
that's
times.
insane.
Like, these guys, their career was capped last night. And I felt it. I felt the 40, the never winning a cup. And it's like, I got to talk to Darren and ask him those moments, what it feels like.
The question is that you'd have to ask, because I think it's age sensitive. So we won, I was 25, first one, right? So I didn't, and I've been spoiled because second year we get to the finals, then we lose. Like, it's right off the bat early in my career where I'm in the hopper, and it's going to be, we're going to win or we're not. And you got Stevie, who is sort of, and even though he goes on to win 3, he doesn't win till his 14th year. So, I mean, so you ask Hull, or not Hull because he'd won in Dallas, but you ask Robitaille.
Yeah.
He's a guy that is like a bone, like the epitome, the end of the career that he needs a championship to go on. So, if that's important, and I would say, I think for 99% of the hockey players, it is.
But you and Drapes knew that when you were young.
Listen,
when you were young, you and Drapes had that conversation. Watch this.
Oh, no.
Never let this happen again.
Right, no, we were I told you, we were standing in the crease in 95 watching Jersey hoist the cup, and he said to me that we can never let this happen again. Mm-hmm. To watch another team celebrate. And unfortunately, he had to do it at the end, but he won 4 in the middle. So there's, you win 4, you lose 2. There's a compromise that you have to accept. You don't have to like, but you have to accept.
It's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I felt it that much more last night watching those guys. I don't know if you watched the video yet. It's so funny because they said fuck about 800 times.
Yeah, they didn't turn the...
NBC had to apologize. I'm like, what do you expect? Do you even consider the cameras when they're right in your face like that in that moment? Do you even think about them? Like,
you don't care. No.
Like,
I mean, you try to be respectful.
I loved it.
To do whatever, but
that's
all
so real,
that's
man.
all natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you were there.
Look at this.
Perry, did you watch it?
Absolutely.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was a great game. It was what they said. Bennington basically won the game in the first period by keeping them in, and then they capitalized and then played their game the rest of the way, and Boston couldn't match it.
No, that's the thing too. Is that and that's what you need. It's the epitome of a playoff or what you need to win. But again, when they had a chance to put the nail in the coffin, they did.
That goal with 8 seconds left in the first.
Oh,
that'll kill you anytime.
That's the game, right? That's the game.
There.
What does that do?
It's a killer.
Thank you, McCool.
Listen,
what does that do to
there's
a team?
cardinal rules in hockey. Never let them score in the first minute or the last minute. That is, and especially in a game 7, that's like a nail in the coffin.
It was an incredible goal too.
It was like, oh fuck, the Blues are gonna win the cup. When they scored that goal with 8 seconds left in the first, I went.
And they didn't.
Blues
They didn't have many shots on goal. I mean, it's like
no.
You know what it was like? It was like me scoring that one up. I make that move to go up 2-0,
right?
And whatever, you're like, come
McCarty
on now, you
over.
can't. There's no way.
To this day,
the fact that Lindros scored just to not only make the drama,
goal.
Right? So Jeff Daniels could so
eloquently
say in the film, break my heart, just do it again.
Just break my heart. I was
So
like,
I
come on,
got
they're not
the
gonna lose
game-winning
this
goal.
game,
It's awesome.
Jeff. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
But dude,
Matt.
that.
Hold on one sec.
Sorry, Perry.
Go ahead, Perry.
Cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, the thing about the Blues, and you were talking about, I know Jen was saying, wanting it and all that. The thing with the Blues is that when they went on that winning streak after the beginning of the year, they played a ton of road games, and they said that was the biggest and best thing because it brought them all together.
That's the
and
thing.
then they knew they could win on the road. They had that camaraderie. I think by getting out of St. Louis, they were more relaxed to play this game.
Absolutely, especially when you're young. especially when you're a young team and whatever like that, and you have success and you can build on it because, that's a lot of pressure you're hearing in the ears going into Game 6 at home. But, that's sports, that's hockey, that's the way it is these days. So, Perry, I was saying, are you going to talking about doing a hockey show, draft party, pregame? Do you think you get your brother in here Sunday or what?
I will talk to him when he should be in town. We can talk.
Yeah, I talked to Sean too. It'd be nice to wrap up. Obviously, anybody out there, Mike Vellucci, the head coach of the AHL winning Charlotte Checkers. Obviously, maybe bigger, better things in his future. But I love talking to champions. So,
Perry, are we allowed to tell stories about your brother Mike's wedding?
You'd have to ask him.
Okay.
Perry, are you coming to our party? Did you hear that we picked the winner?
No. Okay, who's the winner and when are we doing it?
Some lady from Ypsilanti that's associated with. No, her name is
Brittany.
Brittany from Ypsilanti that's associated with the
Eisenhower Center.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So
what a facility. Well, yeah, because we were just there next Thursday. Yep. I'll be there definitely.
Brittany Briggs.
Jen, I don't want to rehash what you guys already talked about, but just real quick, Jen. Number one, I love you, and number two,
I love you too, Perry.
And how was Toronto? I'm sure it went good.
Toronto was amazing.
Hey, listen to the first half of the podcast.
I will. That's why I said.
And read the Toronto Sun.
The best part is the Toronto Sun put up an article that said 6 things that the Toronto Maple Leafs can learn from the Russian 5.
Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. Yeah. And then. Is he come down from his high from Monday?
No,
we're going to just get into that. We're going to get into that right now because I want to tie this show up pretty quick. So I want to go over the NASCAR and stuff. And obviously, not having everybody here, I wanted to make sure I got today got the drawing, the sweepstakes. We set that up.
Thank you.
Perry said, I'm going to let you go on this, Perry, because you did say something really good yesterday. Because I said I had my bucket month. And he looks at me and goes, really, bro? Now you're living your bucket life. So it's like, yeah. But that goes to, I want everybody out there just to take a minute because Perry's point is very poignant to the fact that, guys, it could be you too. Like whatever I share with you, it's about getting your thing together. What'd you say?
No, it couldn't. We can't all be Darren McCarty
no.
with a bucket.
Hey, Mike, how about you listen to this? How about you listen to what I have to say here? No. You can't do the things. But good things happen when you keep the intentions pure, and it doesn't matter how. I think I'm the barometer of highs and lows. Now I'm trying to, that I figured out, I realize it's the barometer of balance. And it's been, I have to ask myself, to be able to get to do I already talked about the past podcast about the 2-seater with Connor Daly. Get to do that. Get to meet Michael Annette on the phone for the Friday podcast with Ryan Ellis. That's turned into all the stuff, the NASCAR stuff, everything else. What I'm telling people is part of getting up and getting back in is surround yourself. This is just epitome of the people that I have around me right now and get the best in every way out of me. And then I can be the best, to everybody out there as far as bringing them different access and availability. Because all I'm showing is people what I love to do and the people that I'm around. So to me, that's a thank you to everybody in my circle because being able to do this, I realize, and I am grateful, and I'm trying to enjoy the most I can. So I know you, Perry, so before I let you go, because you went, so I'll let everybody, so Sunday I drove the pace car, and Monday we went back because it was rained out. Now, you went there, and Victoria, your daughter, joined us along with Michelle and Chrissy. My two, Isis, came, and then my boy, Timmy Harris, who I've watched tons of NASCAR. I got to share it, because Sunday my boy Ronnie was in town for the weekend from Florida, who I watched NASCAR with. He went home. We got to go Monday. What did you learn? Give me a quick synopsis of your experience from MIS and the NASCAR race Monday.
Oh, it was phenomenal. Everything about it.
Why?
Well, we lived the NASCAR dream. We got to go in the pits before we went on the track with the cars, and Ryan Ellis was fantastic talking about the cars.
Which by the way, great segue, Perry, because Ryan Ellis is racing the Xfinity race in Iowa. Anybody who wants to know, and if you look above his gas tank, the Grind Time with Darren McCarty emblem.
Really?
I mean, I saw Joe Rogan experience on the hood of a car, so we're getting there, folks. But shout out to Ryan Ellis and Perry. Explain, because I'm going to ask you this too, because you guys spent some time with Ryan and talking to him and sitting on the pit box. What was that like?
That's unreal. It was absolutely unreal. I mean, was just so thankful to be able to do something like that. You're looking right over the pits as they're changing, and I feel for Ryan's group because they are the younger. They're a one car team, and then you've got the other big programs, Kendricks and Gibbs Racing and that. But these kids, they work hard. It's just like any team. Like Ryan treats it like a hockey team, and they're a family. And that was what I thought was really cool. Just the way they grounded out. They finished 24th, which was really good for a crew like that. So
that's one of the things that I learned too. So to recap, everybody. So when you get to drive, so the race was supposed to be on Sunday. So Sunday morning, my wife and daughter Nichelle and my buddy Ron, who was in, they'd gone to the Xfinity race Saturday night, so they had the lay of the land. Now I'd never been to MIS before. And so it was my first experience, which, by the way, let me say, thank you, Rick Brenner, the president. I want people to know they're putting ice rinks and they're doing a hockey tournament in February at MIS. We're putting a team together because Rick, Meltdown, a bunch of the celebrities. I'm going to put a team together, but I want to tell people that I'm so grateful not only for the staff at MIS, for Jenny Hutchison, who is my handler, who is the best. Look forward to seeing you guys out there. But Firekeepers Casino and Kathy and Jim and Amber and their whole crew. I mean, the way that my family and I was taken care of was beyond belief on just the accessibility. And so NASCAR also too, to be able to go down. So I show up and I got to be there on the Sunday, and 10 o'clock I got to go down with David Green. If you've never met David Green, who's a NASCAR champion, it's funny because back in the day he was a rookie in NASCAR at 33.
Perry.
And we lost Perry.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Hey, what do you mean you lost me?
No, you're making a little noise.
Listen, at 33. Yeah, there it is. If you can see it right there. That is so cool.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So 33, he was a rookie. So we go out on the track, right? So we're supposed to go on the track, and all the dryers are out there. This is like 10 a.m., 10:15 on, because he's showing me how to do the lines. So I'll give you a little insight to driving the pace car. So you pull out, and you're in the front, and they got to stagger off the line and pull in behind you. So you start out at 10, and you make it to 15 through the pit lane, and you want to be like 20 when you enter the track, right? But you got to pitch up, right? And then everybody comes in behind you, so you're pumping it to 30, 35, and they want you to – so you got to follow the track. Now, if you see that when they talk about running your lines, so the line is low. It's crazy. You put your left tire on the second line – through turn 1, and then when you go to turn 3, you got to go up to the second line on the top, right? So you're following this pattern. But the key is, because the pace car is so important, because there's no speedometers in NASCARs, so you have to set it to 55 to whatever the pit lane speed is, so the guys gauge their cars to know they're at pit road speed. So once you click it into the cruise, you're just driving around. Dave's controlling the lights, right? So the hazard lights will be going on. You go around the first lap, and then the rain starts to come down a little bit harder. So this is in the morning. So driving through he's telling me where to go, but there's all these dryers on the track and stuff. And you see how wide it is. So I'm pulling it here, pulling it there, not really learning the line or doing anything like this. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So do the introductions, get to do the driver meetings, get introduced, which is great. And then Karen Newman, who sings the national anthem for the Red Wings, she was supposed to be sitting beside me, and they introduced her, but she wasn't there. So I stood up again and waved, and everybody laughed. And so then got to talk. I got to meet Kyle Busch, which is a huge thing. I got a picture with him. I think it's on the Instagram. And I said to him, I said, hey, bro, big fan. Congratulations on your 4 wins this season. And the first thing he says to me is, what about the 3 I should have won? Like this, which goes to show me, which is the perfect response from what I wanted from Kyle Busch, who people don't, that's the racer, if you're not first, you're last, the Ricky Bobby attitude, it's cool. Then then got to do that. So then it was, so here's the video that my buddy Ron took. So this is where we're practicing.
So you're driving. I'm
driving, and this is just the practice time. So David Green, NASCAR Hall of Famer.
Bring it up, E.
My name is Darren, too.
Do you spell it correctly?
You do.
Hey, man, real quick.
Kind of put it hard, like learning this sport like I did anything else, and I don't want to go fast. Pace car speed's perfect for me. I'm just honored and proud this is bucket list for me, so thank you, everybody involved, and I'm stoked.
From the National Hockey League, former Detroit Red Wing and 4-time Stanley Cup champion, serving as today's honorary Zamboni driver. Pace car driver, please welcome Darren McCarty.
What are you looking at?
Watch this catch. Oh, tip drill.
That's like defense. I got you too, buddy. You bet. Get it to 55 and don't touch the brake. I look so pro right now, it's not even funny.
Okay. Neat top.
3:30 start the race. Dude, look at that line of NASCARs behind you.
Dude,
it's hilarious.
Wait, the best part is wait till
Stay one lane off, you're perfect.
There's my boy Ronnie in the back taking the video, but see, I haven't seen this yet.
Dude, this is hilarious.
See how I looked in the mirror there? I can see, like, I got Logano.
Look how serious you are.
Well,
yeah, you
like,
are serious.
I have driven with you, and you never look that
I've
serious.
driven with you, too. You've never looked this serious. Look at him. He's focused.
Yeah, he's
so, guys, unfortunately, it's outdoor sports, and there is a rain delay. You would
oh, shit.
Members.
Turn up a little.
I got to do like 8 laps because they kept putting the yellow and it wasn't the last lap. So I did 8 laps and technically I won the race. 4 cups and a Monster Cup win. And the happiest I've ever been in the rain. So there you go. And that's me, Darren McCarty. Check out Drive Time with Darren McCarty.
Nice plug, kid.
See, that's really cool at the end there. You can't see. I'm talking that Joey Logano and Kurt Busch came up and they said to me right after. So when you see that was what happened on the Sunday, right? So I got to take 8 extra laps. We stayed out there, so they turned the lights on, they turned them off, and to be able to go in. And I was like, whatever happens, happens. I don't care. Yeah. They canceled the race, so then we get to go back on Monday. So Monday I call you actually. Yeah, I call you and I request. And this is where I say, I go, dude, I got extra tickets and I got availability. I want to take E.
You said I got full Monty for E.
I got full Monty
and
for
I thought
E.
it was cool as shit that you even did that. You didn't have to do that, but you did.
So
cool.
E. Perry's daughter Victoria, who's up at where does she go to school?
Saginaw Valley.
Saginaw Valley. Nichelle, my stepdaughter. Chrissy, my other adopted daughter. And Timmy Harris met us there. And they took great care of us, so we got in there, and then so on the Monday, right? Because they're going right to business. But they said, "Well, do you want to do start your engines?" And they said that the campground out there, they're gonna do a giveaway to fans or whatever. So these 2 little kids won, brother and sister. So we got to do drivers start your engines, which as you saw also too in the driver introductions meeting where I made that sick tip drill catch in front of Coach. I met Matt Patricia that day, and I got to say, what a great guy. I mean,
he said he'd do your show, right?
What's that?
He said he'd do your show.
Oh, yeah. We will talk. He's going to allow, I'm going to get to know him, but just even talking to him, as you could tell that, he's a guy that cares, and we'll see if there's somebody that could be the right guy. We were talking, it was funny, Jimmy Johnson walked by. Jimmy Johnson got 7 Monster Cup, championships, and I looked at the coach and I said, hey, there's a lot of championships standing right here in there. So even what you didn't see is I talked to Brad Kozlowski, who's from Rochester Hills. I've known him, but he's also we're gonna figure it out to be on and stuff. But talking to him, who's another one of my favorite drivers, and he's got 3 wins this year.
I want to know what's next on your bucket list. Look at you.
Rocket Mortgage grind time will be at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, doing media stuff on Wednesday.
Rocket? I don't know.
That's PGA golf.
Oh, PGA.
It's going to be big.
So
it's a big deal.
So anyways, so I went and I did that, but then David Green, who was driving the pace car, said to me, I don't have anybody riding with me. You want to come in and ride? And I'm like, yeah. So I got to sit in the car. So you saw me driving. So I got to be the passenger. I got to turn around and I got video. So I'm figuring out a way I'm going to put it on the website and stuff like that. So to be able to do that and then to go down after.
Hey, Mac,
yo.
Can I jump in on right here now? E, can you go in the locker room and pull up the video I took of him in Victory Lane with Joey Logano? And the reason I want to say is, Mac, I want people to understand that with, celebrities, how people are with celebrities. Now you're out there and people just would notice you and recognize you and like, hey, Darren, can I take a picture? Hey, Darren, I remember this and that. And you were great with people, which you always are. But watching you there, being with you and watching you, you were a little kid in awe because these guys are your fans. You're fans of them. And it was so cool watching you. And then to see you, like you just said, talking about Patricia and Kozlowski and making the catch. And then to watch you with Joey, you were just like a little kid, so happy to congratulate Logano on his win.
Yeah, no, it was so cool for me, too. And my bucket list thing, I got to meet Kyle Busch, but then, like I said, Jenny, my handler, had set it up with Bill, who was Kyle Busch's handler, that I got to go where if you're watching, you see I got the hazelnut spread, baby blue 18 M&M's hat on, because I got to sit in Joe Gibbs' seat in the pit box right behind Adam Stevens, and I got it on video that I'll put up, and I watched like the first stage, which was 60 laps, and saw the pit change. And because what I want to realize and what I look into different sports and I'm intrigued about now, and it entered into yesterday, but what makes winners winners? Why do people win? And I could tell, just as you said, there's like 6 different tiers in racing, and it comes with the budget, the money, stuff like that. But when you have like the focus, what I saw in why that M&M's car is because everybody, they got all the bells and whistles. That's great. But everybody is focused on their job. You said I was focused behind the wheel there. Yeah, that I got it explained to me why they won. Whereas, Brad, that's the Busch team. Where Brad's team's more of, they're more calculating, logistic, and talk to him about everything that goes into it and how he sees it. And these guys are all, individual, a little bit different, but to see what makes it tick. Now, in saying that, did you?
This is the video Perry was.
Yeah, this is so. Turn it up because what we're showing now is the video of me.
This takes forever to get to a big screen, but here, I'll restart it for you.
So this is after the race in Victory Lane, which got to go see, and Joey just won. And
yeah, right. Yeah. I wore my tires out pretty quick.
Hey, I said to him there, because if you didn't see it, if you get a chance, his burnout was one of the best burnouts I've seen. He came flying down that front stretch and did about 6 or 8 360s. It was unbelievable, and that's what he said. Yeah, there's no rubber left on those tires. So, I've always been a fan of Joey Logano. I'm a bigger fan. I'm a bigger fan of people. That's the whole thing, is that I can root for people and they get to know their motivation and to be behind the scenes.
Darren, tell people what that track is like, because people see it on TV.
2 mile track.
But dude, when you get up in those
pitch.
Dude, the pitch is, you have to be in it to fully understand.
Yeah, it is, and going 55 miles an hour around there and hitting your marks and hitting your lines in different corners, you can feel the pull because of the gravity and stuff like that. The car's fighting against it, even though you're not speeding. And you can imagine, you know what amazed me the most? And in that Victory Lane, I looked at the right side, okay, the right back, right, which they run up high and stuff like that. Logano's had like just a little bit of, like he might have bumped it once or twice. Like, it was amazing to see him run the race that he did, and he led a lot of it, but then he had to fight through and get back to the front. But not like the left side had a little bit bumping damage, but from running as high to the wall at 190 miles an hour, 195 miles an hour, it's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
So
it is the feeling of driving straight, because those turns come quick, and the berm is steep. So when you come into those, it's like everything about you wants to pull back, but you can't. You punch it. Like, those guys are insane.
They are.
When they hit those, when they come into those turns, it's insane.
It is. It
really is.
It is insane. It's a different race. E, what was your favorite part of your day?
Well, for me, dude, for a person who's watched NASCAR for 20 years, I just tried to do, like, I've sat in the grandstands every year the last 20 years, so I just really spent the time. I got to sit on the top of the 32 pit box, you know, something I never thought I'd be able to do. So I just really tried to, like, watch the pit guys, what they're doing when the races are going around, watch them get ready for the next thing, watch them watch the TV, stuff like that they're not going to show you on TV. So I really tried to soak in stuff that just I would not get to normally see from my home or where my normal seats would be.
Was there something that you saw or that you'll remember when you watch in the future from watching it at that perspective?
Yeah, dude, the pit. You know, I've seen it. Like I said, I've gone to races before, but to be that close the first time when they make the pits and all 43 cars come down that lane, people do not understand until you see it how fast that is and how tight that fucking space is.
And you don't realize how crazy those pit guys are because they look like the cars are going 10 miles an hour down pit. They're going 55.
Yeah.
Like you can get killed getting hit, and these guys are running out in front of them. Like that's the. I could see myself. I like Joe Gibbs' seat. That was it. I could see myself in the owner's seat.
Was he there when you were sitting there?
No.
Oh.
Well, I wanted to tell you, Mac, like, dude, when you called me, and I thought that was really cool. You were like, hey, man, if this is going to be, like, a big problem for the Detroit cast, don't worry about it. But I've got, like, full access, full Monty with me for E. And I was like, there's no way I'm not going to let E do that. Like, I'd be a total asshole. I was like, take him. Go.
Yeah.
Because I knew that's once-in-a-lifetime access, and he's going to see stuff he's never seen before, and there's no way I'm going to take him away from that. And he called me. He was like, are you sure, man? I know you were talking to Darren. If it's not cool. I was like, dude, there's no chance. Go.
So
that's what we do
your
here.
Point, yes, to your point, Mike, all the bullshit aside and all the whatever, all the fun and games that we have, if you want to take serious for a moment, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
Why do we do it? Because I get so much enjoyment, and it is just
it's more fun.
Show him it's my fun.
Yeah,
to watch people that I see put forth the effort and try to be better and help me out and help in a way like is working for it. I'll do anything in my power to provide. See, that's what I can do. Provide an experience that not
feels
necessarily
better.
can.
It's even better.
What's
doing
that?
it yourself, it's even better than when you experience it yourself.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Because like Perry said, right? I'm going to geek out in the candy store. You're not going to prevent me on wherever I go from having my experience.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. That's the one thing. So the one thing is that, hey, you want to come and grab your own? I can facilitate it. And it's like I told when he called me the week before and he said, yo, dude, I know that you got to, you're going to the race. I'm going to be there, but I don't want to bother you. And I'm like, I've never been to MIS. I don't know what the deal is, right? Let me get my finger on the pulse of the vibe, and see what we're dealing with and let me know. And if you don't think that it worked out perfectly, like I said, and I'm the happiest guy. I won the Sunday race, and then got to, because of everything else, got to take. So I got to experience my first race with everybody that I watched races with, except my neighbor Jeff. But Ronnie, my buddy from Virginia, from Florida, who flew in for it, got to bucket list.
Great dude.
Yeah, and then I got take Timmy Harris, who been a friend forever, and watched. He taught me about restarts, and in our house, when there's a restart, you gotta light up a new joint. So that's the whole thing. Some races, like shorter tracks, a lot of accidents. Yeah, you're gonna get fried.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. And then to be able to take the girls, and my wife, God bless her, like she went to the Saturday race. And then she came back to the Sunday race, and you know Cheryl, she had a great time. But it was nice to be able to share that with all my loved ones because they know how much it means to me. Because if you know me at all, unless I'm obligated to do something on a Sunday, I'm sitting at home watching NASCAR or golf.
And that's what I love so much too. It's like my relationship with Darren McCarty. Let's ease us get this access. Done.
Yep.
Mike McCool, I've known forever.
Right.
Him sitting here talking about the Russian 5 movie with the producer and the star of the film, dude.
On the day that I saw it.
On the
I
day
mean,
you
it's
saw
amazing.
it, like that to me is better than when I saw the movie. It's better than, like to me, showing like Mike, you did that. You sat here and Darren McCarty interviewed you about watching the movie. That's awesome. You can't ask for anything more.
It's an incredible experience.
You get it though. Why? Like on our side. And I'm speaking for Jenny, but to watch people and to go everywhere and to share this and to want and the thing about why we put the push so hard is because it's like mandatory C. It's a you have to because it's a life thing. Remember in school you had to read the book or you had to do
Moby
I
Dick.
agree. Listen,
Those
I
memories.
mean, I'm never going to get sick of saying, name me another franchise that had such a great history that there's a movie made about that you can watch that the legacy is there. You
No,
can't.
no.
There's nothing.
with
There is
No.
political, social, economic, like
Climate.
world view, like this,
Yeah.
like this is the communism, the fall of communism.
You're
like
right.
that.
It's
This
never
is
going to happen again.
Never.
Communism only
Dude,
fell
it's
once.
legitimate that Konstantinov's family could have been seriously hurt had he slipped out of that country and not brought them.
any of them.
That was real
it's
world
still
stakes
that it could
for
have been.
real.
It could have been fine, and then it does not. There's just no guarantees in anything in life, right?
Yeah.
The fact
Yeah,
that it's
just
done.
watch the freaking movie.
Yeah,
and
watch the
all
Watch the
freaking
free,
movie.
and then talk to it. See,
incredible.
to that point, I look forward to next Thursday to share it to somebody who hasn't seen it yet. She hasn't even. Oh, it's
Actually,
gonna
that's really cool that
that
we're
is-
going to watch it with somebody
be
who
awesome.
hasn't seen
be,
it.
and involved with Eisenhower.
Yeah.
So gets it even more too on the depth of when I tell her what it means to Vladdy and say, "Oh, did you know this?" The caveat to tell her in person because I don't care how many times I say it. When you hear it like that at the premiere, I talked to his daughter and said, "How many times he's seen it?" She said, "I don't know," but when he watches, he goes to his happy place, and at the end, he sings, "We are the champions."
Dude, it's the greatest thing ever. One of the greatest things ever. A year ago, seeing that premiere, State Theater, Fox
Yeah,
Theater,
State Theater. Fillmore.
and I was with Darren, and you know, you've got Wayne Kramer there,
Sitting beside me.
right, sitting next to you. It's Wayne
MC5.
Kramer, you, Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Wayne Kramer, Darren McCarty, me. Are you kidding me? We walk down the aisle, and there's Konstantinov with his daughter, and Darren. And you know, you look at someone in a wheelchair, and you go, "Oh my God, fragile." Whatever. Darren leaps in his lap, literally, doesn't say a word, leaps into, and I've got pictures of this to prove it. Leaps in his lap, and the smile on Vladdy's face, seeing him catch up with Darren McCarty, like these boys went to war together. They've seen it all, done it all together, and it was so fucking cool to see the connection that these guys have. Years
Yeah, but we
after
all
the
have.
fact.
The whole thing is what I want everybody to realize. You have to see it, and you'll realize what your connection is to it, too.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Everybody has a connection to it. They just have to see it to unlock it, to realize whether it was taking you back to your 14-year-old or 27, your 30, whatever age, or all the kids. So to continue this so I can wrap this up. So
Hey,
yeah,
Mac,
what?
I'm going to get going.
Yeah.
I'm going to get going. I want my hoodie back that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Bye, Perry.
If you didn't steal the other one, Perry stole the first one. I thank God Stalls and Paul and
The thing you're wearing right now
questions.
fits Perry.
Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a dick move, dude.
Wow.
Darren's smiling, but that's a dick move.
That
As
is
a fat guy, I speak for
horrible.
fat guys. It was a dick move comment.
Nice one, E. All right, Perry. Make
And
sure.
then
Hey,
I gotta pick up my ride here, my bachelorette party. They're in the dance studio learning how to.
Okay, Mike, don't say anything.
I was
right
just gonna say.
no, you can say it now
No,
because it's
don't,
no.
don't.
See,
I
you
learned.
can say it. You can say it to Perry now and whatever else. That's
Yeah, but
fine.
he's going to say it about girls.
I know, but he doesn't even know. Perry, are they hot or not?
Yes, they are.
Shit, where are you guys going? I got a
Right,
pool.
party on.
I got a hot tub.
I'm in Ann
Studio.
Arbor. I'm in Ann Arbor, and I don't know where I'm taking them next.
Do they want to meet Darren McCarty?
You're
Oh, there. Wait.
Those days
Foul there. The minute that he dropped out, he was on his own. He was good. No, you're done. You're done. All right, Perry. Love you. I'll talk to you later.
You slipped your disc, so take it easy.
Hey, you were all good when you were doing it your own way till you had to drop my name. You know you can't do that.
I seriously
you can say he might stop over. Hey, you can use, he does his podcast here. He's always here. He might stop over. You're allowed to use that one.
Oh, God.
I wasn't even thinking about me. I was thinking it'd be nice for these girls to meet Darren McCarty. He's a hero to a lot of people.
All right, now, man, I need a buzzer.
Where did you get this guy?
What, really?
Federovich, how dare you? Hideous, ugly face right now.
Hey, you know what? The thing is, it'd be really nice if I could invite some of my musician friends and stuff in here to play and stuff.
All right,
because, it is June, whatever.
I'm out.
Right?
Yep.
It would. I know the Gasoline Gypsies are just friggin' begging
Jenny,
to come
don't
back.
play like this. Is
and I was
busting my balls.
I was like,
this
I wish,
is off the air shit right
and
now.
then they were like, well, you said June 1st. And I was like, yeah, that's because that's what I was told.
Yeah,
so maybe it'll be July
We'll
1st. But I know it's going to be before July 7th. Because the deadline will be when my website.
He's being a dick right now, Jenny.
Anyway,
I don't even understand what the.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. That was Radio for One. That was the example of Radio for One Studios. His comments right there were meant for me, not anybody else.
No, I was just wondering that it'd be nice to be able to have.
I know
Gasoline. I can only have
They're
movie.
great guys from Port Huron, Gasoline Gypsy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Obviously, you don't. Because you don't want to hear them play. Because there's nowhere to play.
They've been in here. They played. They killed it on your show early on.
Yeah, but can we I'm just saying it would be nice that DTE's here and there's a lot of guys coming in that are wondering. They'd like to break.
McCool's going to set that all up in there. McCool's got it.
Oh, we need music? Is that what we're doing?
No. If we have it set up in the music room, Jenny, with the music capability set up, then I could have people playing on my show. Do you understand that?
Going, yeah.
See what's going on here?
This next step after this beautiful studio, which, by the way, thank you again for everybody that put the work in to make this beauty like this. But the next stage was because, for example, right? Say you were one of the gypsies, right?
Yes.
Good boys.
One of the Gasoline Gypsies, right? And then there was and I was like, well, what do you mean? I don't get the riff. And he's like, well, hold on. And he walks over there and he plugs in and he goes, and I'm like, oh yeah, you play that song. What was your first? So I could have this conversation. Do you see where my chair is?
Yes.
So I could actually see there.
I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going? Okay, so that's where I'm trying to go. So people, that around here, it's just.
So basically, the goal is to set up the music room. Let's go.
Yeah,
Mike.
in a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, Mike. What is it gonna take?
Please. He's been busting my balls for 3 months now, so yeah.
Okay, I'll start busting his balls every day.
Jenny Federovich, God bless her.
Hey, you know what, young lady, if you could please put a little effect, because listen,
that's not fun.
No, I know.
That shit is scary.
that I'm gonna learn. Because once we get music, you could bring in your stuff and
DJ? I'll DJ.
Darren, Sexy Easus is supposed to be on this. You want to blame anyone, bust anyone's balls? It's Sexy Easus. It's Hot Easus who hasn't.
Who's that?
Travis. He looks sort of like Easus, but a sexy hot version, so we call him Hot Easus.
Better looking. Skinnier.
He's got the glasses, skinny.
Why are you bullying Bully?
But dude, he
You're
deserves
bullying Bully. Trav, I do not share that.
Hey, Travis,
I would never
let's
put
get the
anybody.
show on the road.
Travis is supposed to have this shit handled, and I'm like, dude, Sexy Easus, what's going on? Where's the stuff?
I'll work with Travis.
All right, McCool's got it.
All right,
McCool and Sexy Easus.
Mike, if you just realize if you have the right person to delegate to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, to handle it, I just said, Jen, don't worry, Jenny's around the corner, and I can have her daily.
Yeah, give me
daily
everybody's
check-ins.
phone number and address. Who is supposed to do this?
Cool. Give her your number.
I'll
get her Sexy
guess what,
Easus
Travis?
number.
Travis and Cool.
It's on now.
You're on
It's
the
on,
day.
bro.
Jenny's got that.
On the clock.
All right. So I would say really soon, Gypsies. Before I go, I got to mention also, too. So the third part of the bucket list thing was yesterday. The last 2 days, playing the Meyer LPGA, which is in Blythefield, Country Club up in Grand Rapids. So played in the celebrity outing at Egypt Valley on Tuesday. Great bunch of people. Ended up shooting 10 under, which was it was the greatest group effort for a couple non-golfers. And
was Nick with you?
It was, what's that?
Was Nick there?
No.
No.
But then yesterday, so myself, former goaltender Greg Steffen, Pat Peak, from around here, first rounder with the Washington. I played against, Skates and alumni, and Dan Pohl, PGA player. We played with Angela Stanford. We won the Pro-Am yesterday at 16 under. 16 under, 16 birdies. And we parred a par 5. But we all hit good shots. I made a few putts. Everybody made some good shots. So, but I'll tell you this, Angela Stanford, who is a 6-time Solheim Cupper, won her first major last year, is, in the 40-year-old club or whatever like this. But, wow. Somebody who's had that success and never had an injury, and really had to in November had this shoulder injury, I believe, and had to really have this conversation with herself. Do I really want to? Do I love this game enough to work what it takes to go back? Because when you haven't had an injury and you have one when you're older, and you don't know how your body's going to react, so it was something that it was almost like, it's interesting to see, because it's like that revitalization, because she did work through it. And watch her hit the ball yesterday. I seen her hit one, I'd say not bad shot, just one shot she didn't hit solid. Everything else she made when she had to make a putt, she made the putts for us. And I'm like, dude, I'm watching her over a 6-footer that we need to keep the rain for birdie. And then I'm like, oh my God, she's a pro. She can't be nervous. And I'm like, she's been on 6 Solheim Cup teams. Solheim Cup is like Europeans versus the Americans, your country's on your back. I think that a couple former hockey players and a former PGA pro, she's not going to be too nervous with. But what a great time.
What does she drive the
Missy
ball?
Or caddy. She's only hits about 260, 270.
Only about 260.
Jesus.
So about 50 yards more than most of us.
Well, Peeker was bombing at 320, and Dan was hitting it out there too. So, but it's just
you smoke it too, Darren. It's fun to
not
if you
miss
ever
a
get the
shot.
chance.
But it was great to be around, somebody I cheer for, to say, the influx or the all these women and stuff, they're good. They're good young kids that it's like in every other sport. They have the tools a lot earlier, right? So to see her and to really understand, because this is what she said to me, right, is that she said she had to realize what she loves to do, her self-awareness, and what I always preach here, is that her ultimate thing is she loves to hit the golf ball. So it doesn't matter, but that moment she hits that ball, that is her happy place. So whatever she needs to do to go there. It's not about the money. It's not about the travel. It's not about anything, but she loves. That's her love. And for her to work back, and then I said, well, when did you see? Because it was like, I get it. And me being like an 8 handicap, and because I'd been down to like a 2 and have to play so much and whatever, and then I got hurt, and then I didn't play for 3 months, and then I couldn't break 80, and then I quit for years because I was just frustrated, right? Yeah. So I understand. Imagine that at the highest level, but then to see where she started seeing results, and now where she's at right now. So hopefully she can bode well, but as a human being, big fan. So Angela and Missy, thank you.
He's being modest right now. It's so funny, dude. If you get the chance, McCool, like being on a tee box with a pro, I don't care if it's Drapes or McCarty, whatever. You hit a drive, and it's like, yeah, got to hold that shit straight. It's out there about whatever. You see a ball jump off the club head of a pro athlete, like a legit pro athlete. It's something you've never seen. It just is. It's just different.
I could imagine.
The ball jumps off McCarty's club head different than all your buddies.
Just talent. It's pure talent.
It's power. It is.
Professional athlete. What do you want? You're a professional athlete.
Professional athlete.
Not at that sport, but the hand-eye and whatever like that to hit the ball. Now,
dude, Devil's Ridge, some of those par 4s at Devil's Ridge, they're like barely a par 4. They're a long par 3, but a par 4 uphill to a green.
Like 300, 320
at least, but uphill over water. And it's like we tee up, bang, bang, bang. We're out there. It's like, oh, we got one in the middle. We're good. We're 150 yards out. Chip. Darren, I'm going for it. Good luck, son. See this thing just launch off the club head. It's like, son of a bitch. He just hit the green and won. Wow.
I do play well with Mike because it's just like he inspires me to focus. It's like I'm driving that pace car again.
Dude,
focus down.
I have a great picture of us on a plaque. And I look like such an asshole. I'm like wearing my dad's cleats. And there's Darren in the middle of all of us. It's me and Drew and Mike and Darren and Mark.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We got to crack those out. Did I have the mullet back then?
No, this is probably second cup. era.
All right.
I don't know if you get them all or not. I'll show you. I look like a bigger dick than you, though, I promise.
No, that's all right. Yeah, so, to continue it, so actually, tomorrow I got the Medalist in the morning with 5. It'll be up on the Facebook page or whatever. It's been up there already. And to next week, I don't know.
Week from today, we got the party.
Oh, next week,
20th.
Thursday's a party.
Yep.
Wednesday, also a week from Sunday, is the Proby ride. So I'm going to see if I can get Danny in here.
Oh, love Danny.
Is there a show Wednesday and Thursday, or are you just doing the show on Thursday?
I'm doing a show Wednesday, and then it's a special edition on Thursday.
Yeah,
it's like a
Bring
special.
Danny in, dude. Danny's
I'm
special.
try.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing story.
So we got a lot of things coming up. Exciting, obviously, going to be out there for the Rocket Mortgage. Watch the Iowa Xfinity race, our buddy Ryan Ellis. If you're going to golf, Cattails out in South Lyon. That's where the Grind Time with Darren McCarty cast, where we stake it out. You mentioned Grind Time. Go out there during the week for golf, 18 holes, and a cart for $25. Just mention Grind Time. 18 holes. Perry's ball, the wet on the front, Woodlands on the back, nice, but Perry's got golf balls all over the place. If you find a Perry Vellucci golf ball, return it to the show for a free autograph. But anyways, that's Cattails in South Lyon. Thanks to our friends there for making it happen. All right, I will say thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Darren.
I'm glad, finally, you're in McCool. Apologize, but you can handle it. See, he can't handle it. See how he pawned it off because Jenny's going to hold him accountable. But
yeah, Jenny's a
so
boss.
we're working on that. We got a lot of
Twitter.
things up. Stay tuned. We're finalizing DarrenMcCarty.com. Throw emails to nick@DarrenMcCarty.com if you have any ideas. And other than that, this is sort of the makeshift Thursday program of Grind Time with Darren McCarty. So thank you, Isis. Thank you, Michael. McCool.
Anytime, man.
Jenny, for Darren McCarty, which is me. Remember, no matter how many times you fall down, get your ass back up. That's Grind Time. We're out.